morning and thanks for joining us on an edition of the New Road with Little Benjamin. This is your one-stop program where we talk about activities that go on in the family and transcend to the society, trying to build the children, trying to build the home, get them better, and the family, get them right and the society. So we want to make sure that what we are sending out to the society is the best. And so on this program, we bring all that you need to know. You don't want to miss this program. Today, I have with me a very resourceful person who will talk about a topic for today. And today's topic is our children, the building children's mental capacity in today's world. Building children's mental capacity in today's world. And to do this with me, there is Dr. WAKAMA IB, Head Mental Health Services, University Primary Health Care Management Board. She is a mental health specialist. So she will be talking to us in all you have to do with building children's mental health. Now, before we go on now, I like to say that this your weekly conversation space where we reflect, challenge, and grow together. Today's topic, like I said, touches on every home and every heart, building children's mental capacity for the real world. We often focus on helping our children succeed academically, like the case of Indo, where a parent had to bring in talks to assault a vice principal because he was not allowed, or he did not allow the child to cheat in the exam. Now we have to, what about their inability or their ability to handle failure? Have we checked that? To express themselves, to think critically, manage emotions, and navigate the complex world with wisdom. Now these children, they are transcending to university, they just finished writing WAEC, and they are moving forward to the next level. Do they have all of this, what it takes to be independent? Do they have that ability to stay on their own, to cater, to stand tall? They are going out to the world because they are leaving secondary school, they are moving on. These are the real tools that shapes a child's future. I will be unpacking them today with none other than my guest today. So she is a seasoned mental health specialist. I'm talking because I have listened to her talk, speak at the event, and I know that we are going to get a lot from her today. Now, whether you are a parent, a teacher, a guardian, this conversation is for you. So don't change the dial. You're watching us, you're following us, you're online streaming online, whatever. And don't forget that you can always send your message, WhatsApp message to the number 070-888-56625. 070-888-56625. Whatever question you have, whatever opinion you have, conversation you have, send the number to me. Just send the text, send me a WhatsApp message. I'll talk about that later. When I finish the program, we get talking now. Doc, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you this morning.
I'm glad to be here too.
Wow. Do you know how long I've been pursuing her to get her? I've been chasing her. She's been one step to another to tell you how hot she is, what she has. You know, when you have something, when you're good at something, you are a hot cake. And so you're not stagnant. You're not what you are looking for. She's very hot. I'm very happy that she's here today. I'm very happy. Doc, welcome to the program.
Thank you, madam.
Now let's look at this matter now. I just give you that little. We're trying to see how we can release these children into the next phase of life, where they have to stand on their own, because they are going to universities, that they are on their own. Now we're trying to teach them independence, to be on their own, to cater for yourself, access, you're going to be going to offices to do your registrations and all that. If you are still, as a parent, paying talks to big talk, so I mean that was a very wrong hand. But let's look at this topic now. How do you build in our children? How do we take care of their mental health in today's world?
Okay, first we have to ask, what is mental health? Mental health simply means that a person is able to work, learn, contribute to society. And like we say, health is not complete without mental health. Because when you're defining health, you're talking about physical, social, emotional, and psychological well-being.
Okay.
So a person cannot be said to be healthy without mental health. So that brings us to mental capacity. What exactly are we talking about? So you know, in today's world and before now, we're supposed to make decisions. So mental capacity simply means the ability for you to think, to learn, and to make decisions.
Okay.
It's not something that just comes. A child is someone from 0 to 18 or 19 years, depending on what the age we use as a cutoff in a particular country.
Yeah.
So these children go from one stage to the other. They learn by different means. So we don't expect a child that is 1 and a child that is 17 or 18 to have the same mental capacity. As parents, what's our role? There are different components of mental capacity. So our role as parents is to nurture these various components of mental capacity. That's the cognitive capacity, that's the thinking, the social capacity, how we react and relate with people, and the physical, emotional capacity. So as parents, we're there to nurture these various areas of mental capacity. So it's very important. It's not something someone can do for us. It's not something we can sweep under the table or under the carpet. There are a lot of factors that can affect how a child grows mentally. A lot of factors can affect that, and the parents have a role to play in making sure these things are right.
I put down some questions here. Let's see now. In reading all of this learning, we are trying to relate this now to the child's intelligence, the child's resilience. How do parents manage the emotional intelligence and resilience in children?
For emotional intelligence, it's something that children mirror us. Most times they learn from what parents do. So we're like their models.
Yeah.
So I can't be preaching, don't do this, do this, do this, I'm doing the opposite. So they learn. And then children also learn from what we call positive reinforcement. Yes, what it means is that if I'm doing something wrong and something is done about it, say for example, I'm doing something right, I pass an exam, you praise me or you celebrate that milestone, I would want to work harder to pass the next exam, because we all love praise. Or you get me a token, you get me a card, you get me a cake or something. So I will say, oh, this is nice, I should do this again. But also we should remember that in all this, age is an important factor. Okay. Age. Because there's a part of the brain that is involved in decision making, which we call the frontal lobe. It takes a while for it to develop completely.
So is that age?
Neuro experts have said that we can say after the age of 21 before the frontal lobe is completely developed, and that's the seat of decision making. So as you can see, there are a lot of factors. It's not just one factor that comes to play in this.
Age 21.
That's when it's complete. But you know, it's a range.
Yeah.
So because like other parameters in life, we don't have a static age. Some can have theirs before that age. Some can also have that after that age. So that's the median age we're talking about for you to have that completely.
Now, so as parents, how do we teach our children to recognize emotions, to manage their emotions?
To manage their emotions, I've said it before, they model us. And we also teach them how to relate with people. You will teach them verbally, non-verbally. You have to teach. These are things that people learn.
This is our real world today, where we have like I said before now, we have the mother, the father, all running out for the daily survival. Who we have at home are the nannies, maids, who the children mostly see. Some parents go to work as early as 7, and they return as late as 10. How do these children survive?
There's something
Because the people you're supposed to see to mirror, they're not there. So you're not seeing the other people who are not, in quotes, built to that capacity that you will want them to emulate.
We cannot overemphasize the role parents play in the lives of their children. There's something we call work-life balance. No matter what we're doing, no matter the kind of job we're doing, that's not an excuse not to be in the lives of our children. We should make sure that we create a balance. So that I go to work, that I do this, does not mean I will not take care of my children. Now, it's not just career women. There are women that are home all day and still do not train their children. So it's not about the amount of time you spend in the house, it's the quality of time you spend, because you can be home and still be doing a wrong thing. So it's not just being around. When you are around, and if you're around, are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you raising your children the way they should be raised? If they are wrong, what are the measures you put in place? Are you the kind of parents that you just focus on their wrongs? If they are right, what do you do? If you as a parent, you wrong them, how do you go about it? All these are very important.
I think I made a post sometime that I think I want to get someone to talk about it. I said it. Someone made a film and she said, is it right for, or is it wrong? I made a post, I said, look, is it proper for a parent of today to apologize to their children when they misjudge them? And a whole lot of so people were like, why? I'm the mother, I'm the father, why should I apologize to the child? You're saying that the children mirror us, that we and the parents are the model if they see. And so if you cannot take on simple decisions like that, that I am misjudge you, I apologize, how do you expect that child to do that? I said something like that, and I said, I want to get someone to talk about it one of these days, and you just mentioned it now. Go on.
Now, when children are growing, initially it will be you're like an authority. You just say things, they must obey. But for the adolescents, that's between 10 and 19.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You have to tell them a reason why this should be done. What are the outcomes you expect from this? And then if you want a child, we're talking about emotional intelligence, you as a parent, you need to learn how to say sorry. Okay. You need to learn, if you're wrong, it's not like sorry coming to you, that you call the child and say, oh, I think I didn't get all the information before I said what I said, or I did what I did. I am sorry. Okay. Next time I will learn to listen more before I make a decision. I don't think it will take anything out of your body, or it will stop you from being the head that you are. It will not stop you. So it's very important to say sorry when you're wrong or you misjudge children.
So in this world of protection, is there any space like one is overprotecting the children?
Like every other thing in life, under or overprotecting is wrong. Children, as they are growing, are meant to explore. Okay. They explore through play. This exploration can be done by thinking, doing things that on their own. So you should allow them to fail sometimes. You should allow them to explore their environment. So overprotecting them means that you don't allow them to make decisions for themselves. You don't allow them to do the little things they can do for themselves. And that is wrong. Because when they go out to the university, you will not be there to take all these decisions. So, underprotecting, overprotecting, that means you have to do everything for them. You're always there. But the real world is not that perfect. They will be exposed to things and you will not be there. So under or over is wrong. There should be a balance. You should guide them. They should make some mistakes, they should fail. It's still part of the learning curve. They come up better.
Okay. Let's look at goal of curiosity, creativity, and critical thinking. say Rstv kills the cats or
Cats,
so.
yeah.
Look at that role, curiosity, creativity, and critical thinking.
You know that for all the scientists, before a breakthrough was made, there are a lot of trial and errors. Now we don't encourage excessive risk taking, but a child should be allowed to play, make beliefs, do a lot of small things, connect things, waste things. It's all part of it. Let them satisfy their curiosity. They will learn in the process.
Do you know why I'm laughing? Now, because that question now actually is amusing to me, because people say, someone say, then they say you learn by, okay, no, you experience it to learn it. But today's world, they say you don't experience it, you will read it or hear from someone who has experienced it. Now, if you're saying, well, they're curious, and then should I let my child get involved in an illicit affair just because she's curious and she wants to learn? Then you learn, you fall, then I say, okay, so supposing she gets pregnant.
There's a degree to these things. We're not talking about everything.
Okay.
We should be guided when we allow these children to do certain
limits.
things. There should be a limit. We're talking about play, we're talking about learning, we're talking about speaking, we're talking about doing things with their hands. We're not talking about relationships here. Though man is a social animal,
yes,
cannot do without relationships. That's another discussion. So we should actually teach them how to make friends, the attributes they should look for in friends. All these are part of the things we as parents. Our task is enormous and we don't know. There are things we need to do. So I'm not going to teach my daughter go and sleep or allow her to, but I will teach her. If you see this, you know that this person is a good person. This is the limits to the relationship you can have with certain people. I'm going to teach this, how to set boundaries and all that, because whether we like it or not, we must socialize, we must be in social relationships.
Okay, at this point now, let's go on a quick break. When we return to the conversation content, don't really just stay tuned. Hello, you're welcome back to the Mirror with you today. We're talking about building mental health in our children. We are trying to, in today's world, a lot of things going on, and then how do we guide them? How do we help them? Building children's mental capacity for the real world. Now, and talking with me in the studio is Dr. WAKAMA. She's a mental health specialist, so she's trying to do justice on the topic now. So just tuning in, let's get on that. The children do a lot of screening, phone, TV, and all that. Every time it's either they're like this on the phone or the screen. And is that creativity, or how can we balance digital life between their life? Because it's like everything they're doing is digital. They don't have, if you even take them out to events, they are going with their phones. They are not bonding or building relationship. They are building relationship with their phone. So is the screen killing creativity? How do we balance this digital life?
Okay, now that we're asking this question, let me just ask you. When you're at home as a parent, how long, what do you do with your phone? Because I said these people are mirroring us. So as a parent, you enter your house, you start, you want them to do, because that's the family culture. That's the family. In as much as we're in a world where a lot of things have been digitalized, almost everything you need to use your phone. I think the age should determine the number of hours children should spend on their devices. Now, luckily there are apps out there, Family Link and other apps, where you can actually connect your child's device to your own device. You can control the amount of time spent there. You can also control the content that can be viewed or can be downloaded. It's very important.
Yeah.
Most parents don't know that. For me, my child is 10. She has a tablet because the school insists they must have a tablet. There is no SIM in that tablet. If you want to do anything, you have to hotspot with my SIM or with the school internet when you take your tablet to the school. And there's a time, I set a time. After that, the tablet goes off. It goes off. So if I want you to have 2 hours, if you're taking it to school, I know you're using it in school, I can leave it open. On a Saturday, I set the time. So these are the things that parents should do. Also, we need to encourage our children to play from a very young age. I know that there are security issues, but we should create time. Go on play dates. Come outside and play. You can watch them.
Play dates.
Yes, with people.
Your neighborhood.
With people.
Because if you talk about that now, talk about security. You just mentioned
you can create time when you have time.
Then.
No, when you have time.
Okay.
Yes,
like
we know that
game.
We know that times have changed. No, sometimes I follow my daughter to play dates, just her friends, and then we choose a park. The parents just sit down there.
Yeah.
Some parents might not come. They call you, please watch my child, and then you give them 3-4 hours to, because they have a lot of energy. If you don't allow them to spend this energy, they have to look for a way, and the device might be a way. I don't understand how a child that is less than 13 has 24 hours internet. To me, it doesn't sit well to me. Maybe I'm old school, sit well with me. Maybe I'm old school, but I don't think it should be that, because you see toddlers with their own device 247. Device time or screen time should be a reward for something. So if you've done your homework, if you've swept, if you've done this, then I should give you your screen.
But do you think that will work? Because now the schools, and it won't put all of this pressure on the children. They're giving them a lot of work to be done on internet. So how do we balance that?
Now you should look at the work. If you look at the work, it's because you don't even look at the work they gave them to do. It's not something that will take the whole day. It's not something that will take the whole day. You will ask them, look at that work. I think that work will take 1 hour. I think it will take 2 hours. After that, they should return their device to me. For people that are below 18, for me, I think they should return their device to me in the night when they want to sleep. Okay. That's why I said I'm old school. A lot of people will not agree. Because even my own device, except when I was taking calls, my own device does not enter my room with me. I leave it in the sitting room. You say in case of emergency, most of the times I will tell you, sorry, can we wait till morning? That's the same thing. Because of security reasons, most people will not go out. So I don't think there's an emergency that cannot wait till morning. So I leave my device in the sitting room. And because they are saying that's what I do, if I tell you to do the same thing, I don't think it will be difficult. So you have to submit your device before you go to sleep. If you are below 18, I think that's what I do, and that's what should be done.
Okay. Now let's look at the spiritual aspects now. How does spiritual or moral education support mental capacity?
Doctors were not Satan, but we don't like bringing spirituality.
I knew.
We don't like bringing spirituality.
Because if I bring a doctor into this thing, we must talk about it.
Because Nigeria, especially as a mental health expert or specialist, this spirituality thing has been abused. Because a lot of things happen, and then they will say, you see someone with a clear mental health issue, and then they spiritualize the whole thing. They take the person to the church club. So I'm actually not comfortable talking about spiritual things. Don't get me wrong, I pray, I believe there's God or there's a supreme being somewhere, but Africans are religion. I don't think I want to talk about it.
Viewer, she's just evading the question. Now, we will see that in the comment section on social media. Let's see, maybe someone will be willing to. But I think, like I told one of the doctors I had on the program, we had a conversation and we're talking about miracle. And he said, and I know him to be a Christian. So he said, we're talking about genotype. And I said, I know someone who prayed and took his child to a program. And in the program, his child got to be like, what the change of genotype. He just went in 3 weeks ago. He went in 3 weeks ago. And he said, and this person used to be his bishop. He knows this person to be his bishop. And he said, why hasn't the parents believed in the same miracle and asked God to change their own genotype first before change? I said, now, because theirs is not at risk like his. They are both AS. He is SS. So theirs is not at risk. They feel they are not at risk. They're just carriers. They are not put into any kind of crisis or what. But he is the one that is at the center of it. And he refused to. And I'm like, hello?
Okay, let me come in now.
Okay.
Are we trying to tempt God? Science has said, yes, please don't marry AS. You go ahead to marry AS. So are you trying to tell me that the other people that their genotypes did not change, they are not praying?
There is time for everyone.
So that's the thing. So it's about luck and chance, right? So is it their luck? Is it chance?
Luck and chance. I think you have. Are you saying that?
Are we sure that the genotype was really checked?
It was checked.
So these are the things. That's why we shouldn't go there, because we have 1,001 reasons why we will believe or will not believe in miracles.
So do you believe in faith?
That's not why we're talking about mental capacity.
Yeah, they're trying to marry them because
we're doing we're looking at, we practice what we call evidence-based medicine. So we should see, we don't do abracadabra in medicine. We're not trying to say there is no God. There is God, gives knowledge for us to do this, but for us, we want to see the evidence. Can you show proof of how this turns to this? And we might not get it. So that's why it's not good to enter that spiritual dimension.
You know, sometimes I begin to think that, like a friend of mine will say, when you go to tell you something, it's because God has given him wisdom knowledge that has been given to a doctor. That, like when you carry out something, and all that. So I believe, I'm a strong believer that miracle exists. And so now, if I have a child who has mental problem, I'm giving it 50-50. While I seek medical attention, I also seek healing, help, wisdom. Wisdom alone is help, it's miracle. God give me the wisdom to manage that situation. It's a miracle.
And the doctor will not stop you from doing that.
Okay.
The doctor will not stop you. The doctor does not want your religion to interfere with his treatment. So long as you're doing your own thing and he's doing his own thing, he won't stop you.
Okay, I look at the difference in intelligence and academic performance as regards to building mental health.
Intelligence
and academic performance.
When you're looking at intelligence, there are a lot of factors. Intelligence, it can be hereditary, it can be your school, it can be, there's something we call intelligence quotient, that you're looking at the mental age of the patient, or the person, sorry, and the chronological age. So there are tests and other things to do that you can use to assess intelligence. Intelligence does not directly translate to academic performance, because there are a lot of factors that will play, that will come to play. Now, the person might be intelligent. He does not go to school every day. The person might be intelligent, but he has to sell before going to school. A person might be intelligent, but the school environment might not be conducive for proper learning to take place. A person might be intelligent, might not be given the atmosphere to express himself, so he might just get frustrated. I have someone I've worked with in the past. The guy hates maths.
Just like me.
He cannot do 1 plus anything maths, because he said he was injured by his maths teacher in primary 2 for a single thing, and the guy did not listen to him. So his level of mathematics is at that primary 2 level. It's so bad. Once he hears mathematics, he goes into a panic.
Wow.
Yes. So will that not affect his intelligence? So there are a lot of, or his academic performance. So there's a lot of things that can affect academic performance, not just intelligence. It's not a straight pathway. There's no direct relationship per se.
Okay, let's look at what's the healthy way for children to deal with failure or disappointment. We just heard from the jam, and I think you committed suicide because she scored below 200. She's 19, she scored 190. And she could not deal with this one. And I'm like I said here, I said it on this table, on air. I said, if they were the mother of that child, I would flog her back to life. Because we wrote jam how many times? I was supposed to do law. Do you know how many times I wrote jam? When I finally got it at Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom. UST was not online. I could not. I had to drift back. People wrote WAEC and wrote jam how many times, and you write just once at 19, and then you commit suicide. So how do we teach them to handle or deal with failure and disappointment?
We need to teach children what we call coping skills. Okay, coping skills. Okay, first, before we get to coping skills, we need to teach children that failure is part of life. You know, it's all about parenting when it comes to how we handle failure. Now, we're on social media, a lot of things are being celebrated. Oh, by next month, all the parents will be out with their graduation ceremonies and their certificates. There's a lot of pressure on parents. We've had stories of 14-year-olds entering the university by 17, 18. People are graduating. It's pressure on the parents and on the children. Now, as a parent, you need to know, I don't even know if that parent has failed before, but failure is part of life. Failing is part of life. You only become a failure when you fail and you sit down there. When you fail and you retrace the steps and you come back. So how was that mother handling failure before now? So a child does not do well this particular thing. What do? You flog, you insult, you take away a lot of things from the child. Do you understand? You have started giving that child low self-esteem. So I will kill you if you don't make jam. So instead of you to kill me, it's not better for me to kill myself. So we need to know how to handle failure, and we need to teach these children that failure is normal. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Now, coping skills. When they fail, we should teach them how to cope. Apart from talking to them, you can talk to them, tell me how you feel. Oh, it's normal, so we should learn. They should come to us when they fail and have a conversation, tell us what's in their mind. We should teach them breathing exercises. Yes, we should teach them how to say what is on their mind. Breathing exercises, it works for everybody. When I feel and I'm restless, I will just start doing my breathing exercises. It's important. We should teach them, okay, let's be realistic. Now that you failed, you give the child time to rest. After that time, what are the issues? What do you think happened? Then you people will go around, and then you ask the child, what do you think can be done? And then when this child offers the solution most times with your help, you see that it will work. We're not doing all that. We're a society driven by success. We want to be among the few successful people. It doesn't happen. If we start telling our stories of how we failed and how we got to this point, but when you see us, you think we have never failed. We have failed. Might not be academics, might be other areas of life, but we have actually failed one way or the other. So parents should learn that.
Okay, now I have just 3 questions. So let's look at what real life skills should children start learning at an early age? Because today, if anybody is looking at want to depend on the white collar job that we are all scrambling for, I'm not sure we'll have a better society with what is happening today. So what kind of skills do you think children should learn at an early age?
We're not going to push children into learning anything. We're going to watch them and direct them. Okay, now I'm a doctor. My daughter believes I have a perfect life. She wants to become a doctor. I don't have a problem with that. Then one day I'll be cooking. She wants to cook. I don't have a problem with that. So I'm just going to look at her and watch her, and then look at what she's going to do, she's dealing well with, or what she's very good at. Okay. So apart from the doctor thing, if she wants to cook as a side thing, it won't be bad. So during the holidays, when we look at all these things, we should look for a way to send them to have 1 or 2 vocational skills. So if a person loves to sew, every time she's with needle and thread, that's to say that, oh, this one will love to sew. You can just put her in one sewing school where she goes once or twice a week, 1 hour, 2 hours to test when she's of age. Okay. And then in a safe environment, because we know that there are predators everywhere.
Exactly.
So because we want to have a second or a plan B, does not mean we're going to expose our children. Expose our children to danger.
Okay. So how small responsibilities like house chores or managing time, can they build mental strength?
Yes. Cooking, cleaning is now becoming a survival skill. Because these people are going to leave us. Most of them will travel abroad.
Yeah.
We know how much it costs for people to, if you want someone to do this. So if we want them to be independent, there are age appropriate chores to do for certain ages. And there's a fulfillment you feel when you're able to do certain things for yourself, so that you don't get frustrated. You know that we're shouting substance abuse, we're shouting this, that. Some of these children are using it as a coping skill, as a coping mechanism when they're in a tight situation. So we should teach them how to be self-sufficient. Not that I'm going to give them a 10-year-old everything to do. But I know that a 10-year-old should be able to dress her hair, should be able to fold her clothes, should be able to make tea for herself. Age appropriate chores are okay for children to do.
Okay, now the parents, how do you think parents can help their children handle peer pressure or social challenges? Because like you said before, everything is, just like I said, next month, maybe graduation come and all that, and everything is coming down on social media. All of these events will come, and how do you think parents who are willing can help their children to handle this peer pressure, even then in the same school? This pressure coming from their peer and all that, and then social challenges.
Now, first, what is that child doing on social media at that age? That's the first question. So that means we're the ones indirectly putting pressure on the children, because they are not supposed to be in that space. There's age limit for certain
but now, not sorry to cut you. It may not just be on social media.
No, we're starting with social media.
Now, let me take for instance a class, a student like I will give you the 12 who finishes their exam and they're still waiting. I will see them writing it down. Within that that's the group. The pressure within that, not even going on social media, within the class.
No, there will always be pressure in life. People, you will be at par with some people. Some people will be better than you. You will be better than some people. That's why we need to start teaching them at an early age that some people will be better than you no matter how you struggle. That it's normal. Some people will always take first position in school. It's normal. people, I say it's not everybody that took first position in school that is where they should be now.
That's true.
Some people due to finances, some people due to wrong judgment, some people due to substance abuse, they are not where they should be. So it's normal for you to come second, it's normal for you to come 10th until, so if we start normalizing these things, it's okay, but as a person you can strive to be better. So I'm not going to compare my child with another person and start saying, oh, see this 10 Chukwuemeka took first, does he have 2 heads, is it not the same head? No, we're going to look at your result and say, you tried though, but I know next time you will do better. We're going to work hard next time, and if you improve in this and improve in this, you have a peace, and that's positive reinforcement. If this English is 14/20 now, if by next time, I'm not saying do better than Chukwuemeka is not our problem. I'm saying improve. So I'm looking at only you. So if you're able to get 16 by next time, I'm going to buy you a pizza. These small things happen. So there's no pressure on my child. So my child knows that our only competition is herself, not the other child.
Okay, what I hate about this thing, this our work is time. The time is just ticking, and before you go in, we are like almost over. Now, I just have 2 questions before I let you go. Now, the first one is what values are essential for children to navigate into this society? And then your closing remark now. If you could give parents one daily habit to help build their children or mental strength, what would that be?
Okay, the first question. Can I have
values? What values are essential for children to navigate into this world?
First, you need to love yourself.
Okay.
Second, you need to be resilient. Okay. You need to know that things will happen, but you need to learn to be strong. And you also need to know that it's okay to fail, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. The last thing is to be independent. And to know that this life, you're going to do it at a point, you're going to do it all by yourself. Do not allow people to pressure you into being what you're not.
And do you have any word for those overwhelmed parents who are overwhelmed with everything?
I just want to say you're not a failure. You're doing well. Look at your life physically. If there are areas you need to improve, you should improve on that. But overall, you're doing a good job. Don't allow the pressure to get to you. You're a good mother, you're a good father. Continue to do your best.
And that brings us to the end of the program for today. Another exciting one. Stay tuned, because this program, the Mirror with Benjamin, is literally, will come back to me. And my thanks to Dr. IB for shedding light on this area. I want to believe that someone has learned something, or is learning something, and then you're a mother, you're a father, you're a caregiver out there. You heard it all. It's not about shielding them from life's challenges, but about equipping them to rise above them with resilience, clarity, and character. If you like to watch this program, you can just go to our page on Facebook, and then the Mirror with Benjamin. It's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on YouTube. We'll leave the channels to you. And if you want to send a message on WhatsApp, the number, like I said before, is 070-885-6625. Do well to keep a date with us next time for the same program with another guest and exciting topic. Dr. WAKAMA, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
This pleasure is mine.
I want to believe that someone will call you, please. I know that you're busy, but I'll be giving you enough time, because there are a whole lot that you have to do for us from your area. A lot of things is happening in today's world. And first, you're a mother, parents, before a doctor. So all of these things will come together. Let's see how we can, because the Mirror is about helping our children from the home before they go to the society. So I appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for staying with us. I'm Beauty Benjamin. Same session next week, same time.